Hey Bev, hope you're well. I wanted to ask you a little bit about Spain. Obviously, tomorrow's opponents. They're a nation that's only kind of risen in the women's game recently, but a lot of people kind of tipping them as favourites for the Euros. I just wonder what your thoughts were on that and the perception of tomorrow's opponent in general.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think they're favourites to win the Euros. We've heard a lot about that. I think some of that comes from obviously the heavy presence of Barcelona and the players that they've got. Yeah, I think they're a team that are brilliant on the ball, and a lot of teams, it asks questions of you defensively. That you have to be really disciplined defensively to be able to cope with them and how much they move the ball. You have to do a lot of work. But yeah, I'd completely agree. They've got top players that, yeah, it's going to be a great test for us. But I do also think there is opportunity to hurt Spain as well. And I think you've seen snippets of that in this tournament. But yeah, I think it's a European tournament for a reason. All three teams probably a tip to go and try and win the Euros. And so, like I said, coming into this, it's a great test for us.
I just wondered if you knew much of Jorge, because I think you were both kind of in the under-17 circuit at the same time. I don't know if you ever played against each other, but yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Great, like a great coach, very clear philosophy in the way that he wants to play, the way he wants to work. And like you touched on there's a lot of youth now in this squad, young players with bags of talent. And they all, I guess, adhere to that sort of style of play, very clear about what they are and who they're about. But I think the important thing for us is also to be clear with who we are and what we're about when we go and play a Spain, while respecting the level of opponents that we are about to play.
Thanks, Bev. Good luck.
Thanks.
Thank you. John, please go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, good morning, Bev. Thanks as always for taking time to speak to us. Just kind of further to Amy's question, I was just wanted to know, and you talked about their opportunities to hurt Spain. Maybe you could just sort of expand on that a little bit and how you think your team matches up against Spain in this game tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I think the obvious one for me is, we've got bags of pace, and we're trying to be more killer in transition and hurting teams behind. And I think that's where I feel like, Spain can give you a bit of that. You've seen the aggression in their press, the way they come out, which is a massive strength of theirs, and it's very, very difficult to play against. You've seen that an England side who, have great technicians, they cause problems in terms of them pressing and getting that momentum on the ball. And so that's going to be really, really difficult. That's an area that, Canada's not massively known for either. So it's going to be a challenge, and we have to be okay as well when Spain have the ball and be comfortable and know we can control the game sometimes when we're defending too. And when that opportunity comes, being ruthless, because I thought we've had chances this tournament, Michelle will be the first to say it in the last game, where we have to be ruthless. You don't get many chances against tier one teams. But if we're better at taking them, we can hurt teams.
And a quick follow-up, if I may, I just wanted to get an update on Jordan Huitema. Is she available to play tomorrow? And was her absence the other day, was that COVID related or was it an injury related?
No, it was injury related, and we want to get a scan just to be sure, really, bigger picture. But yeah, Jordan is available for the game.
Perfect. Thanks, Bev. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Derek, please go ahead.
Hi, Bev. Thanks for doing this. I just wanted to ask you about your team defensively and how well they're playing in your back four, and I guess even Kaylin in net. I guess, is this still the strength of this team, is just being able to kind of hold opponents off and just being strong defensively and then kind of building from there? Is that's still kind of the strength of this team for you, in your opinion?
Yeah, I don't think we can hide from that. I think, like you said, the back four, I think Kaylin had a great game last game. But I think it's more than just obviously the tactics. For me, it's the mindset. This group are willing to go places that other teams aren't, and they'll go right to the very end. They'll do everything for each other. We played videos in this tournament where maybe a fullback's got done, and then you've got a centre back, and then you've got a midfielder. Like the wall doesn't stop. The joke I've heard of it is of the Canadian wall, but that's a mindset, and that's a commitment to do whatever they want and whatever they will for their country. But, it's not the only strength. And I think that's the important thing. We have to build. We can't just be this right the way through to 2023. But there is a reality. We're playing top European nations who, you know, again, are favourites for the Euros. You put them in a World Cup, you'd probably be saying they're going to be in a beyond a knockout round. So yeah, we have to respect and we have to know our strengths and where we're going, and what we can move forward in this tournament might look different to what we can move forward in April, in June, in the summer, based on the level of opponents that we're playing. But, you know, I'm pleased relatively. If you'd asked me going into the third game, if you win that game, you can take the trophy. I think based on the absences of Christine, Dree, where we're at in our season, you'd take that. But at the same time, we have to be focused on moving forward and taking them steps forward. The process, you know, if we get there, we get there. If we don't, we're on a journey anyway, and it's just the start of it, really.
Bev, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ernesto, please go ahead.
Hi, Bev.
Hi.
Two questions in one. We have seen that you are doing many changes in your starting lineup, and it's only for giving opportunities to all of your players and distribute the minutes among them, or it's also part of your plan of learning and trying things to face the CONCACAF? And if against Spain, the starting lineup will be specifically designed for this match? Thank you.
Yeah, good question. I think what we've seen is Canada probably over the last year, we've got depth, and we use that depth right the way through the Olympics. That, you know, the substitutions, the alternate going into games. I think that'll be a real strength of ours. The research we've done, World Cup teams who win use 90% plus of their roster, and if you're going to do that, you need to test that. Now, obviously, that'll depend on the level of opposition, so we have to be balanced with that. But I think going into the Spain game, there's some players I would like to see and give an opportunity to, balanced with trying to win the game, and that's going to be the art. But I think I need to see some players, I need to trust some players, and I need to, based on the injuries and the people missing, we have to manage and try and win a game across 90 minutes, and that's what we did in the Olympics, and I think it'll be a big feature of ours going forward. So you will see some changes and some finishes and things coming on to impact the game to try and win it across 90 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Dan, please go ahead.
Hi, Bev. I hope you're well. First of all, how impressed have you been with Janine Becky and her output in the tournament? Obviously, goal and assist so far, you know, really impressive, particularly when she's maybe not getting so many starts for Manchester City. Yeah,
and it's a big ask, I think, for players who aren't playing to come in and perform at this level. You're playing against some top world-class players. So credit to Janine. I've always said it, when Janine believes that you believe in her and her teammates believe in her, that's when you get the best out of Janine. And so I think she feels the love from the team, from Canada always, and it gets the best out of Janine. So yeah, I've been really impressed, not knowing, you know, what a player's going to come in like given her circumstances, but all credit to her. She's put everything out there.
And just secondly, obviously being the rest of the world team coming to Europe and, you know, potentially winning the competition, what would that mean to you, and how big of an achievement is that?
I think it's only going to help our confidence. You know, historically, take away probably the last year, but historically, European teams have been a bit of a challenge for us. And then, yeah, to come and potentially win this tournament would add a lot of confidence, you know, going into a World Cup, that you could face any three of these teams in a semi-final, a final, a quarter-final of a World Cup. And so it's only going to add confidence. But at the same time, I won't get carried away with it either, because there's still a lot of work to be done. If we win, fantastic. The players thoroughly deserve it for the effort they've put in under the circumstances. You know, if we don't win it, then we've taken some steps forward, and I think that's the most important thing.
Thanks, Bev. Best of luck. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have time for one more question. Ali, please go ahead.
Hi, Bev. Thanks so much for your time. I just wanted to ask you about Jessie Fleming. She had a really great tournament. What have you seen from her stepping into the captain's role during the Arnold Clark Cup?
Yeah, I think Jessie, first game, outstanding, showed can be a future captain for this team. You know, whenever Christine does retire, yeah, I thought she was outstanding, got the best out of her. And even, you know, whether she's got the armband or not, she's really stepping up. I think, you know, with some veterans missing, Stephanie Labbe, Christine Sinclair, yeah, I think the younger players have grabbed hold of it and are really driving this team forward. Even now, I'm going into a meeting this morning on Spain, and Jessie has a tactical mind. You know, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? I love that about Jessie. Never happy. And I seen her at the end of that Germany game, and I wasn't happy either. It felt like a rugby game by the end, and it wasn't pretty and it wasn't perfect. But I love that about Jessie, because she wants to be the best. She wants to beat the best. And I've seen that real hunger and desire. And she's come into her own, I think, in the last year. And some of that's been surrounded by world-class players in a club environment.
Thanks so much. All the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. That will wrap up our press conference in view of tomorrow's game against Spain with Canada Women's National Team head coach Bev Priestman. Thank you, Bev. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.